Before we get into today's video, I've got 3 things for you. Number 1, if you want to get a notification whenever we post a new video, make sure you ring that bell. Number 2, there's a TCG Player affiliate link in the show notes. After clicking that link, every purchase you make on tcgplayer.com helps support this channel. Number 3, you'll also find a link to our Patreon where you can support us directly. And now, kick back and enjoy the show. Last time on the Spike Feeders.
Today I am playing Elsha of the Infinite.
I am Jim. I'm playing Yarok Alurin Intruder Alarm.
I'm playing Kroxa. Kroxa?
I am Bill. I'm going to be playing Atla Palani Nest Tender.
What's up, Spikes? We're back, double up, 2 times, second time
Part
playing
2.
these decks.
Same
Part
as the
2.
first.
No, hopefully not.
Hopefully. Second verse, same as the first.
So I'm going to start us off again.
Must be nice.
Just like last time. I'm going to draw this card for turn. Oh, that's a good one. I'm going to play a Command Tower, followed by a Soul Ring.
Oh my goodness.
And then I'm going to pass the turn.
Okay, I'm gonna draw a card.
Who said that was fair?
I didn't do anything else. Soul Ring pass.
Oh, just the best card in Magic the Gathering.
I'm gonna play this Mox Diamond.
Yeah.
What is all this?
I'm gonna pitch this Urborg.
Oh no.
And then I'm gonna
Ur.
tap the Mox Diamond for green. And I'm gonna cast Carpet of Flowers.
Oh my goodness.
And I'll pass the turn.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah. Carry on.
I'm gonna draw. I'm gonna play a Verdant Catacombs. I'm gonna pass the turn.
Yaw! Ooh, that's a nice card. I'm going to play, Elliot, I think you're really going to appreciate my turn 1. I'm going to play Okina, Temple to the Grandfathers.
I love that
Do you have any
one.
effects?
Strip mine.
I'm going to cast Wild Growth, targeting Okina, Temple to the Grandfathers.
It's like a double Okina.
Alright, well, I'm going to maybe catch flack from this, but I'm going to mental misstep Wild Growth.
Oh.
That's annoying.
38.
38.
Not the carpet. I see.
Yeah.
what he-
I'll pass the turn then. Jeez.
Well, I don't have any islands.
Yeah, nobody.
So,
That's maybe derived information
Yeah,
that
draw a
Jan's not
card.
gonna play into my carpet.
yeah. I'm going to cast this Platoon. And I'm going to follow it up with a Smothering Tide.
What?
It's a card I love, but have never gotten to play.
Yeah.
A turn 2 Smothering Tide.
I'm
you
going
say.
to pass the turn.
Okay. I cannot pay.
Alright, I'm going to get a fancy treasure token.
Okay. I'm going to cast this Llanowar Elves and pass the turn.
I'm going to crack my catacombs in James's end step. I'm going to get this Badlands.
Elliot at 39.
Yes. And then I'm going to go to my turn, right? That's, yeah.
Are you going to pay the 2?
I am not,
Sounds
unfortunately. I am going to play this Graven Cairns. And I'm going to add a black, and I'm going to turn it into a black and a red. And I'm going to cast Crickety Kroxa. He costs 2. What do you want from me? Any effects?
I have no effects.
No effects.
ETB trigger. Any effects?
No. I would like to discard Kozilek, Butcher of Truth.
Oh,
Trigger.
no.
Well,
yeah,
it's still
well,
all
I'm
resolves,
discarding
yes.
this.
Yeah.
Sacred Foundry.
I would like to discard nothing. Is that an option?
No. Jan's going to take 3.
Yeah,
Down
I'll
to
take
35 for his Sacred Foundry.
Well, I'm not taking 3. Okay, I'm going to discard Elves of Deep Shadow.
Elves down.
I'm going to shuffle.
Please do. Alrighty. Bill has shuffled, and then, yeah, I'm just going to pass the turn.
You should resolve your
I'm just
trigger
gonna.
first.
What? No, there's. Yeah, I did.
Command
You guys just-
zone or
Yeah,
graveyard?
he'll go to the graveyard again.
He's got to go somewhere to escape from.
I'll
Really,
pass
like,
the turn. Well, you know, maybe you
Perhaps
guys didn't know what he
Saber's
did. It's a new card.
Maybe he needs to escape from his mundane life.
Oh,
That's too real. Oh,
Yeah.
you gonna pay for this?
No, I cannot. I'm going to play Sun-Baked Canyon.
You gonna crack it?
No, pass.
Untap. Draw this card. Whoa.
This feels like an
so
option.
yeah, he has
5 mana.
I'm gonna
7 mana.
cast this Mox Opal that the treasures
Okay.
have turned on.
Sure. You got it, man.
Yeah.
Alright, well, I guess I'm gonna go 1, 2, blue, white.
Oh.
Cast Elsha.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, man.
You got an Elsha.
Neat.
It's not reveal?
No.
It's look at. It's look at.
It's
Yeah.
better than Future Slate.
Yeah. Didn't you see that video that the Spike Feeders put out about Elshatop?
Those guys are.
This video right
This
here.
video right here. And then I'm gonna pass the turn.
At the end of your turn,
Oh.
just because I want to, I'm gonna cast Eladarmer's Call, taking one off his Sunbaked Canyon.
You
got
are.
You got it.
Eladarmer is gonna dial up a friend, his good friend Mirror Entity,
Ooh, that's a combo.
which is also himself, I think. Is that how that works? Anyway, I'm passing Jan's turn.
Yeah, very good. I'm gonna draw a card.
You're gonna pay 2?
No.
Oh, sweet.
Play an island, Jan.
I think he
I don't
missed
think
his
I
last
need
land drop.
You bet I did. I discarded it. It's right there.
Mox
Aw.
Opal is a land.
I'm gonna like do this thing. Neoform my land war elves.
Yeah, no, I have no
I'm a
effects.
tapped out Naya deck.
Put it into the battlefield.
With a +1/+1 counter on it.
Okay, well I'm gonna spend a treasure, and I'm gonna pyroblast that.
What? From the top of his line.
From the
I
top
would
rope.
like to pay 2 life and mental mistake.
38.
38.
I don't know how much more color commentary I have in me. This better resolve.
That's fair. Oh yeah, that's fine. Well, that's fine.
Okay, I would like to Neoform.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I am going to get this Gilded Drake. It enters with a +1/+1 counter.
Oh, that's a detriment.
So it's a 4/4 flyer. And when it enters the battlefield, I've got a trigger. I would like to target Elsha.
Elsha? I'm not a fan of that. So
What?
I will reality shift the Drake.
Oh.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Manifest.
Yeah, I will manifest the top card of my library, and the Gilded Drake is dead.
Exiled.
Exile.
Is exiled.
You should have just done it on your Elsha. Then you could have recast it and had a 2/2. And you would know what the card is, because you could see it with Elsha.
I should check what the card is. Interesting.
Interesting.
Okay, I'm going to pass the turn.
Yeesh. I'm going to untap and draw for my turn.
I'm assuming you're not paying me too.
I will not pay. I'm going to play a swamp. And I'm going to tap the swamp and the Graven Cairns for a Grim Monolith.
What's that like?
That's fair.
I will pass the turn.
Untap. Well, hang on. I haven't drawn a card yet.
That's fair.
I'm not paying. I'm gonna play the Sacred Foundry.
Untap.
Untapped. Ooh, 37.
And I'm gonna pass the turn.
I
Whoa.
have effects in Bill's end step.
What did I do to you?
Okay.
I'm going to attempt to Pyroblast Elsha. Destroy
that's a
target
I like
permanent if it's blue.
Is it blue?
She
is blue.
She is.
It's is it white that way?
I get it.
Hey Elliot, get it? Do you get it though?
Stop talking to me.
Whoa.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
we're gonna counterspell.
He's just got
Elsha.
He's got it all. Yeah. Okay. No further
As
effects.
if he was allowed to cast that counterspell as though it had flash.
Shut up.
I want to play as Snow-Covered Plains.
Still not an island.
Still not an island. I'm gonna cast this Talisman of Creativity.
Oh my
Trigger
goodness.
Elsha once.
Does that count as an
Prowess
island?
trigger.
No, not
No.
quite. I'm going to
Temporary.
pay 2 life, and I'm going to cast Gataxian Probe.
Targeting.
Targeting cards in hand. 3.
5.
5.
Oh, I don't even know. Bill.
Bill.
Let's look at Bill's hand.
There you go.
What is it?
5 Magic the Gathering cards.
Ooh.
And 1 Digimon.
And 1 Digimon card.
Where
and 2
Garubu
Yu-Gi-Oh
are.
cards. I'm going to draw this card. We said card a lot. Alright, look at this.
These aren't
Tell me.
counters.
I know, they're not counters.
They're
That's
not
temporary.
counters.
Please maintain your game state.
Maintain.
My game state can't be maintained.
Tamed.
I'm going to cast this Teferi Time Raveler.
Oh my goodness.
Response.
No.
Response.
No effects.
Response. I'm gonna cast this Village Bell Ringer in response. It has flash. I have to pay a life for that, so I go 36. Yeah, I'm gonna untap all creatures I control.
You got it.
You got me.
You should bounce
And then
this.
you got a Teferi.
I do have a Teferi. What can I bounce? One target artifact, creature, or enchantment. Well, I'll look at this first. Yeah, so I'm gonna bounce this. Oh, that's interesting. Do I float man with the Mox Opal and then bounce the Mox Opal, or do I just bounce the Soul Ring and recast it?
Those are both really good things to ask.
Yeah, I'll float a white with my Mox Opal and then bounce the Mox Opal.
Okay.
Draw a card. I will play this Mox Opal.
What?
Oh no, because you also cast the Teferi.
Yeah, it's
so
four.
that's good.
Yeah.
Also casted the Teferi, and I have one white floating. And I'm going to spend the white to cast this Enlightened Tutor.
Oh my goodness.
You have no effects.
No effects.
Nope.
Alright, so I'm going to get this Sensei's Divining Top on top of my
Hey,
library.
wait a minute. I recognize this.
Uh-oh.
And finish resolving my Enlightened Tutor.
Wait a second. We can see that too. Can you guys see that?
I'm going to pay one, and I'm going to cast the Sensei's Divining Top.
Yep, do it.
He can do that as the one-hand flash!
Oh, he's just gonna kill us with commander damage. Elsha's a 9/9.
I have a 1/4.
Haha, block.
It's true.
You have a 2/2. Uh-oh.
Elliot has
Looks
a-
like it's the ribbons.
I'm going to spend one to spin top.
He doesn't have the cost reducer, so
I
we're
don't.
maybe not just dead.
He's like, gas cloud.
Damn it.
No!
That would have been great. I'm just going to attack Elliot for 9.
That's commander damage.
Yeah,
damage.
yeah, my guy. 30.
I'm a jam!
9E on
30?
E.
30.
30.
30E.
And from there, I'm going to pass the turn.
I'll untap. Draw.
Drop.
You gonna pay
Hey, it's
two?
a land! We did it!
Just going to do that.
I did it, everybody!
Yeah!
Yay!
I drew a land!
Everybody clap your hands.
Anybody remember the early 2000s?
I'm
No,
gonna crack
me
it.
neither.
I'm gonna crack it.
You going to crack it?
I'm gonna get this tropical island, and I will pass the turn.
I'll untap and draw for my turn.
Going to pay the 2?
Math is hard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I will pay the 2.
That's smart.
That is smart.
I'm going to play a swamp. And then, in the last ditch efforts, he's countered every other spell I've played this game, so I'm going to overload Vandal Blast.
This makes me real sad.
It's for the good
no
of the
effects.
people.
No!
Dovin's veto.
I don't have any.
Teferi.
I don't have any mana, and also, yeah, I can't.
And also it's Dovin's veto and Teferi.
Yeah, so there's.
That's
there's
about as uncounterable as it possibly could
Yeah,
be.
that's.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine, I guess. Then. Whatever.
I'll pass the turn.
Yep.
I don't have any of these.
You could like,
Just waiting for it.
I'm not on tap.
I don't know.
Nothing through
I will
Teferi.
draw a card.
Are you going to pay the 2?
You could
a good question.
cycle, miscalculate, or whatever.
Oh, you could.
Yeah.
Or Nimble
Except it
Obstructionist.
still wouldn't.
It just doesn't counter
Yeah,
Dovin's veto,
Dovin's veto.
but you can cycle through Teferi.
I am not going to pay for it. So I've drawn a card. I'm going to play Guy's Cradle as my land for the turn.
Ooh.
And then red paying 1 life, white, green, and 1. Egg.
Ooh. Egg.
Her?
1 egglid. 35.
35. And that's all I got.
Okay, end of Bill's turn. I'm going to crack this treasure to cast this Preordain.
Oh my goodness.
Instant speed preordain off of a mana that he got from Bill drawing a card is value.
He's just rubbing it in at
Instant
this
speed
point.
off the top of his
Yeah.
library.
He also knows what those 2
I'm going to
cards
scry
are.
these 2 snow-covered islands.
No, I was looking forward to those.
And then I'm going to draw this card here.
Oh my goodness.
All right, I'm going to look at this one because I can.
You can.
Nice. Okay, done? Mm-hmm. Alright, I'm going to untap. I'm going to draw this card for my turn. I'm going to play this Flooded Strand for my turn. Let's go Mox Opal for a red, a blue, and a white, and I'm going to cast a Jeskai Ascendancy.
What?
Yeah, I don't have anything.
Yeah, I am very
Also,
F6.
yeah,
Trigger prowess on Elsha.
That's good. I was worried that this was going to be a short game.
Alright, so I'm going to draw this card, and I'm going to put this top back on top of my library.
Out.
I am going to add a blue and take a pain.
34. 32.
32.
Life totals are...
Irrelevant. No, they're not actually irrelevant at this point, but...
I don't know why I did that. Didn't need to. Alright, that's fine.
Well,
Cast the Sensei's Divining Top.
Okay, so trigger
Trigger Elsha, trigger Jeskai Ascendancy.
which will essentially give this.
It's essentially prowess, yeah.
So I'm going to draw a card. And then I'm going to discard this Wooded Foothills.
Okay.
Look at this card. I'm going to crack my Flooded Strand, going down to 31. Alright, well, I'm going to get a Volcanic Island. I'm going to throw Jim a bone.
We got there.
I'm going to cast this Mox Chromo. Chromo de Moxo, yeah. Triggering Elsha, Jeskai Ascendancy, and the Chrome Mox. I'm going to imprint...
Wow, that's an
That's
ETB.
You got to look first.
Yeah, you do have to draw in a loop
I'm going
first.
to draw a loop first. I draw this card. Discard this Grand Abolisher. Put this Mystic Remora on this Chrome Mox.
And draw a card.
And draw a card.
What?
I'm drawing a card.
No, he
Oh,
drew
yeah,
a
draw a
card.
card. Yeah, that's right. Okay.
Yep.
I just draw another card. I thought he was going to.
He's like, well, I mean, I guess.
Well, I mean, he said so.
That's it.
He's a
That's,
judge, isn't he?
Okay, now I'm going to move to combat.
Okay.
I'm going to rattle Elliot for 8.
Yeah.
17 commander damage.
Battle rattle.
22 life.
22 life. One more hit. Well, I guess not necessarily one more. One more buffed by 1, and I am dead.
So blue, blue, and 3 cast Capture of Jinzhou.
Okay.
Oh.
Thanks for the
Please loot and also untap Elsha.
Anybody have a stifle effect?
No.
Because I can't even because it's a fairy.
Yep.
I was gonna say I would pact it
Faster
if somebody would
storm.
stifle my upkeep trigger because I certainly cannot pay for it. But
We
yeah,
can't even back it.
I guess I get to keep looking at this.
Goodness gracious.
Goodness gracious. I guess I'm going to tick up my Teferi
You got it.
because I can. I could have done that before and done 2 more points of damage to Elliot.
he's gonna actually kill Elliot with commander
Alright,
damage.
well, I'm going to
Yeah, like-
pass my turn.
Like right now.
Go to my next turn phase.
Get this. Just exile this Mystic
exile
Remora,
this.
Yeah,
please.
get it out of here.
Just gonna
Don't
mess with
untap that thing.
everybody's Stuff. Excuse me, pardon me.
Oh, no, Jan, they'll know we're from Canada.
Sorry.
Alright, so I'm going to draw this card here. Look at this card. So, first things first, we're going to draw this card here, put this top on top.
that bodes poorly for me.
I'm going to play this Tundra, second island.
Now he's just rubbing it in.
2 colorless, and cast this top. Trigger Elsha, trigger
One
Jeskai
colorless?
Ascendancy. 1 colorless floating. So, draw. Discard Swan Song.
I can't hold all these counter spells.
Activate top. Cast top.
0 floating.
0 floating. Draw. Discard delay.
I hate Jan.
I'm going to make a colorless and a white, and I'm going to cast Helm of Awakening.
Oh, okay.
So there we go.
Oh, hot darn. This is my turn.
Yep.
Okay, so now I can execute this Divining Top, draw a card, shenanigans as much as I want.
How does that work?
Well, if you're curious about how it works, you could click on this link, which I think we already put up in the top of the video. We'll put it up again if we can do that. I don't know if we
I think
can do
it
that.
might have been in the last one.
Might have been in the last one. But we do have a video that explains this exact combo with these exact cards.
This time.
Actually.
Yeah. It's narrated by the dulcet tones of Josh Lee Kwai, good friend of the show. Yeah, that was... Game's over. Game's over.
Come on! You know what the worst part is? This is a May, so we don't even have to make him
Yeah, I know.
discard 50
Yeah.
cards.
Yeah, like long story short, Jan's going to draw his entire deck. What is the win condition of your deck? How are you planning on
attempting to-
winning the game?
Yeah, so I have an Elsha. There's at least one more. There's a Temporal Manipulation in my deck, as well as a Monastery Mentor, so I can make enough tokens with Prowess to get around your blockers. And I think I have a Cyclonic Rift in there somewhere, too.
That'll do it.
That'll also do it.
Yeah,
Lots of ways of doing it.
yeah, and just killing us with monks or with an
Monks
Elsha.
Or Elsha. I mean, I kind of just want to, like, attack Ellie.
Not too late.
Game's over. Holy.
Well,
This, like, so I had a mental misstep in my opening hand, and I really was tempted to pop the Soul Ring. Because I'm like, I don't want Jan to be that far ahead, but I also don't want, like, something worse to happen, you know? Like, in retrospect, I should have gone for it.
Yeah.
I was banking on drawing a basic land, at some, or any land at some point. I had this, like, Urborg Mox Diamond opener. So I'm like, with a land, it's like fine. We've got 2 mana on turn 1, and then probably nothing for a little while. But I had other stuff going on. I had like elves and whatnot. But
even just the blue deck playing like a single island. Right?
yeah, nothing, right? I was like, at the very least, if I don't draw anything, I've got this Carpet of Flowers, and then like it'll make me a mana a turn maybe, and then just nothing for the entire game. So that
Yeah, I
the
was fortunate. The only blue source in my hand was the Command Tower.
Oh.
And I was like, this is risky. And then I was like, well, I can turn to this Smothering Tithe. And I have a mental misstep in my hand. And then I had like a couple other random... Oh, I had a Grand Abolisher too. So it was just a matter of... Elsha doesn't draw you cards, but definitely gives you more cards to cast.
Basically draws you cards.
Basically draws you
Essentially,
It does.
It turns everything into cantrips, right?
Yeah, basically. There's also an Aetherflux Reservoir in there that I forgot about. So
good.
that does it. Yeah. For people who want a more direct approach and they don't want to fiddle with these fancy monk tokens.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, so this was a double up of Kroxa being in my graveyard.
So is that how you deal with Kroxa? Because I know with like when people are talking about Euro, you just like cast it from the command zone and you don't like you never escape it. You just let it go back to the command zone every time.
Yeah. So part of the reason that Kroxa is superior to Xantia, other than 2 mana 6/6, other than a 3 mana or instead of a 3 mana 5/5, is he sacrifices himself. When you cast him. So you just like run him out for 2, everybody has to discard a card, and then he's in your graveyard. So when you're World Gorger Dragon looping, you don't need to find another creature.
Can break it.
Yeah, you can break it on the Kroxa.
And then he enters and he didn't escape.
Yeah, so
he
sacks himself, and that time you put him in the command zone.
That's pretty
And then
good.
you just
have
cast him
infinite
infinite
mana.
times because he just...
That's
really good.
sweet.
That's
It's
actually
really,
This is
really
like
elegant.
a tailor-made World Gorger Dragon.
Yeah.
Commander, eh?
Yeah.
It's actually they didn't intend that.
Probably not.
If they errata Kroxa,
To just randomly enter under somebody else's control.
I'm going to fight Mark Rosewater with my fists.
That'll be a Patreon exclusive.
Yeah. But yeah, so you know they butchered Xantia, and the deck was really in a weird spot. And then they printed this, and I literally just switched to the commander, and it just feels great.
Superior.
My hand that game, again, as a not as opposed, the same as the first part of the double up was just a bunch of sorcery stuff. Like I had a Pyroclasm that didn't kill this 3/3. He countered the Pyroblast on the Elsha. He countered the Vandal Blast.
I had the Dovin's
Jen had
Veto,
like everything.
Yeah,
back then.
It was
Like,
pretty gross.
I was
a lot of
feeling pretty
counter
good about it
spells.
if they had Vandal Blast resolved, right? I like untap with like 4 mana and stuff. I can like start escaping him soon. He only exiles 5 other cards.
Yeah.
So
Only 5.
Only 5. I think I had 4. So
So, question that might come up: why I didn't mental misstep the Carpet of Flowers is after very quickly looking at it. Jim's the only other blue deck at the table, and I had no islands in my hand.
Yeah, well, and I would have mental misstepped your mental misstep.
Yeah.
So,
So
better to get the wild growth.
Yeah, because the wild
made
growth.
Bill not do anything that game either.
I was so close. I was only 1 turn off that time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw his hand, and that's what I was like.
Yeah, I was gonna be able to, if it came around again, I could tap the Guy's Cradle for 2, and then the Sunbaked Canyon or whatever for white, and cast the Mirror Entity, and then I had 1 mana plus Okina to buff Atla, and then just activate Mirror Entity a trillion times. Yeah, I was 1 turn off.
Yeah.
Big
So
sad.
Atla also in the same camp as Kroxa, and then I think Xantia in the other game where Bill and I didn't do much. But
Well,
really close.
we
Yeah.
tried. Jan had,
Yeah.
like, actually a stranglehold on that game from turn 2.
Yeah.
The counter spell on top, the Dovin's Veto in my hand, the red elemental blast off the top, and then when I got to that point where I was trying to combo,
And the actual counterspell off
the
the
actual,
top.
yeah, if I didn't have the Teferi, it wouldn't have mattered because like I had a mana drain and a Fluster
you
Storm
discarded,
and
like
delay.
a Flusterstorm, a delay, a Swan
Swan
Song.
Song.
Yeah.
This wasn't like running away with the game and nobody else having interaction.
No.
This was running away with the game and having like
Yeah.
quadruple counterspell backup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Right.
was.
So
That's
You
pretty
just,
disgusting.
you just can't beat that.
Yeah. Yeah. The other thing that we probably could have done during that game, I didn't see it because I was, in a spiral, I guess, was that we probably should have attacked this Teferi.
Yeah,
I did have, like, it didn't make a difference. The only thing I had in my hand that I could have done, I had a Pact of Negation in my hand.
That you couldn't have picked.
that's-
Oh, I had the
that's
mental
like-
misstep, so I could have misstepped his, what did you, Enlightened Tutor or something?
you could have misstepped either I Enlightened Tutored for the top, so you could have banked on me trying to get the top and then misstepped the top.
Yeah.
Or
But
you
at
could
that
have
point, you
misstepped
had
the
like
tutor.
6 counterspells in
Yeah,
your hand
exactly.
anyway,
It
right?
just-
And I had a Grand Abolisher
Yeah.
as well. So
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
killing so that's when I attacked Elliot, I was like, okay, I assumed Teferi was gonna die either to the 2/2 or the 1/4.
Yeah.
But I had the Grand Abolisher as backup and a counter spell to protect
I
it.
thought he's got the sorcery speed only backup as well.
Yeah.
As well as quadruple counterspell backup.
Yeah, it was just gross. Elsha drew like 10 cards that
Yeah,
game.
good game
Yes,
though.
it
Yeah,
was.
that
Well,
was a
well
good
played, well
Yeah.
well piloted.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I guess from there we're going to call it. This was number 2 of the double up. If you want to see both halves of the double up at the same time, make sure you check out our Patreon because our patrons are allowed to watch both halves of the double up on the Thursday that the first half comes out.
Yeah, this is old news to them by now.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is Monday. They watched it 5 days
One
ago.
hand's days.
No. Goodbye.
Hey, thanks for checking out the Spike Feeders on YouTube. If you're not subscribed yet, make sure you click that subscribe button. And you can click this link to check out our other great videos.